There are a lot of cars which are the peak of Indian automotive engineering and design. For example, the Mahindra Scorpio N is the epitome of off-roadability and desirability in countries like India and even in Australia. People are loving it over some contemporary SUVs. But there is this one car that has taken my heart for the last 3 years, ever since it got launched in India, for an Indian manufactured car which is very well engineered, very well designed, and extremely well executed. It's none other than the Mahindra XUV700. Now, this has gotten a few updates over the period of time, and this particular version has the all black treatment done to the grille, to the alloy wheels, and to the body style as well. Also, there are some additional features that have been implemented on the interiors. So we're going to talk to you about it, and I'm going to tell you why does the XUV 700 still makes perfect sense, and why is this the peak of Indian automotive engineering even in today's time. Now, I would want to start this story by talking about the most impressive element about the XUV700, and that is the refinement of this product. Now, I'm going over some small speed bumps. My mic is not on the noise cancellation mode, and the way it just absorbed those bumps and didn't even let me feel it much, nor did it let me hear it much, is a very impressive factor. The NVH is very well engineered. It's as good as driving a Lexus, to be honest, with the kind of dampening that has gone through in the suspension, in the overall chassis, and the dampening from the doors and other elements in the car as well. Now, what also impresses me the most is this engine setup. I'm driving this car with the 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine, which produces 200 bhp of max power and 380 newton meters of max torque. And it's an effortless experience cruising around the city or on the highway. It's super refined, and it's such a quiet engine mated to this 6-speed automatic gearbox that you would not believe it to be an Indian manufactured car. It's just so quiet. We're doing 60 kilometers an hour right now, and I could hear the wind whistle through the side of the road. It's just that impressive. Now, what is also impressive in terms of the overall drivability is the steering. It's supremely light when you're cruising around the city. It's 1780 kilos of curb weight is just shed beautifully with this extremely soft steering setup. You hardly feel the weight of the car. You're more relaxed when you're driving, especially through the city limits where you spend almost 90% of the time at. And you're just unbothered by the environment around you. There is no noise coming in. You're sat in these beautifully engineered chairs, which are soft and have this very high quality leatherette. Although the color of these seats are something which I'm going to talk about later on in this video. But oh man, this is an extremely good experience, which is just unfathomable. Now, I've said a lot of good things about this car when it's in the city, of how refined it is, how quiet it is, how beautifully it manages the potholes. I've just removed the cap of my mic, the foam cap, just to give you an impression of how wonderful the NVH is on the inside. I'm currently sitting at 100 kilometers an hour on the expressway. My mic does not have the noise cancellation mode on, as you can see, and it is a very relaxing experience. I'm cruising comfortably. The autonomous driving aids such as the adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist are keeping me in a very refined position. I'm relaxed, comfortable. The seat ventilation is working perfectly, although it's 26 degrees Celsius outside, but my bums felt a little warmer. This car is a better bang for your buck than Danny Daniels in the movie My Plumber Is Also My Best Friend. It just is. A 200 horsepower car with very good performance credentials, very well engineered aesthetics, well engineered dynamics, such an ergonomic cabin, and NVH to compete against the best in the industry. At about 20 odd lakh rupees for this top of the line car. Isn't it the best thing ever? It feels like I'm driving a more expensive car. If I'm sitting in the passenger seat and I've shut my eyes, and if I'm just moving my hands around, touching different surfaces, materials and everything, you would not feel as if you're driving an Indian manufactured car. And that's a statement to make to the world that India has come a long way when it comes to the automotive industry. I dare any journalist in the world gets their phone cap off their mic and do a proper NVH test of the cars in their own country which are this economical to buy. I dare you. This car's just brilliant. So this XUV700 that I've been living with gets the 6-seater option, which gets this wonderful set of captain chairs in the second row. This honestly is the best spec that you can get at this price point, because this seat is fantastic if you're someone who's chauffeur driven. To start off with, I'm 5 feet 8 inches tall. This passenger seat is set as per my seating preference. We've got loads of knee room. I can also stretch about a bit and be relaxed much. You get a good amount of seat recline as well if you are wanting to just sit back and have a nice time taking a nap while you're on a long distance trip with your family, or just going between meetings, stuck in traffic jam. The color scheme in the interior makes it a very pleasant experience to the eyes. It's got this ivory interior with black elements and beautiful cuts and shapes which are pretty nice. You have wonderfully carved door handles, these nice soft touch points on the door card. You get soft armrest over here as well, which is also adjustable for height. These seats are pretty well cushioned as well. The under thigh support is extended, which is pretty good if you're doing long distance trips. The cushioning in the back is also very good. You've got good amount of bolster over here, which can really help people who do long distance trips and want their backs to be straightened. The cushion is very well engineered and designed to make sure that this is not only comfortable but also ergonomic. You have a little bit of space over here to keep your knickknacks or your bags when you're doing those trips. Now this seat can be adjusted with this lever. If you want more leg space and you don't have a passenger in the front, you can extend it for more leg room. Just bring it back if you have a passenger in the front and still have good amount of knee room here as well. If you have a passenger in the front seat who is about 6 feet 5 inches tall and wants to push the seat all the way back, you still have a good amount of knee room to stretch about a little bit and be comfortable still for about 2-3 hours. Not a bad experience at all. But on normal position for a normal size person, you can stretch out nicely, put your foot under the passenger seat and relax over that long distance trip. The sunroof also filters in quite a lot of natural light into the cabin, making it an even airier experience. The quality of everything and the placement of the lights, the placement of all the buttons and knobs makes it a very pleasant experience over the period of time, and you would appreciate how well designed Mahindra interiors have become all this while. The air conditioning vents are pretty large and throw in the wind on your face quite significantly, especially when the fan speed is on the topmost level. Now with these captain chairs, what has helped significantly is the third row seating. So let's go there and talk to you briefly about the experience over there. Now, what has improved slightly because of that captain chairs is the experience on the third row that not a lot of people are talking about. So to access it, there's a simple lever over here. The seat goes down. If you tumble it forward, it's a very healthy space for ingress for a young person like me. So you just hold over here and get back over here. Pull this lever, get this seat up to the position where it's comfortable. Now, for a person of my size, it's not a very bad experience, to be honest. The seat back is slightly upright, which could be a problem for very long distance trips, but you have air conditioning vents with fan controls over here. You have a cup holder over here which can accommodate 1 liter bottles, where in the 7-seater version you had no space to stretch your legs. Over here you have some space to stretch one of your legs in between the two captain chairs in the second row. You can alternatively stretch your legs over here by moving to the other seat, and if you're doing long distance trips, that sort of becomes an alternative way to relax as an adult in the third row seat. Not something that I highly recommend if you're doing thousands of kilometers, but something that will help you significantly if you're traveling with your family and you don't want to feel left out for being brought into the third row seat like an unwanted child. So the XUV700 henceforth is the epitome of Indian engineering prowess. The way this car is designed, engineered and packaged is a testament that Indian manufacturers can make world-class products for the world and beat significant amount of competition through its paces. The way it has been priced in the ratio of the packaging that Mahindra is throwing at it is just mind blowing. You get best of safety, best of comfort, and the best of packaging at the price point that Mahindra is throwing at it. This is an amazing vehicle for families who are looking at a price point of anywhere between 20 to 30 lakhs and want something large, chunky, and beautiful to look at every day. And especially this all black setup, it looks menacing on the road with those C-shaped DRLs in the front. I personally have loved it for the last 3 years, and I'm so happy that Mahindra has maintained their dignity in keeping up with the quality control and the engineering prowess that the XUV700 has to offer. And even in 2024, this is saying out loud, this is still one of the best packaged cars money can buy in India. I'm Ishan Bhardwaj, and thank you for watching The Race Monkey.